Hi, and welcome to another, this time fast-paced episode of Proffitt's Resurrection Land Cruisers TV. You'll notice that my lovely wife isn't beside me. That's because she is pregnant and not able to come to the shop, unfortunately, but it won't be too long before you guys get to see her again. In the meantime, it's been a while since we've checked out what's going on in the shop, so let's see what's happening. What are you doing, Eric?
Matching color.
Stop! Oh. Tongue depressed. Say off. All right. What are you doing?
Just matching some color here on the butt match fender.
Looks pretty close to me, but you guys are saying it's not good enough.
It's not terrible.
So some snow slid off the roof of this guy's house, dented the hood, and so we just need to paint the hood, but it's really hard with metallics, right? And to get the exact right color, light hits it from different angles and it makes it look like it could be a completely different shade. So the right thing to do is blend the paint down into the fenders, right? And then clear the fender. Yeah. Maybe the cowling too.
Yeah, cowls, fenders would be the best bet.
That's the right way.
Then we have to take all this shit off.
Yep.
But
unless you can get it perfect.
I could probably tape around that. I've done it before. Really hard.
I'll come back to you for what your decision is later. All right. You know what? I have a great idea for the camera. It just dawned on me. What if you painted the hood, put it on, if it's good, it's good. If it's not good, you can still blend into the fenders later.
Yeah.
No waste.
Yeah, we could do that. No problem with that. Same thing.
Yeah. Throw it up to the customer and see if he's happy. See if we like it.
You never know.
Brilliant. He's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Bob says, "What was that look for?"
What?
You look like Nurse Ratched. So I didn't know you played the bagpipes.
I play the plumber.
So what is this piece of toilet plumbing we're adding to this Tacoma?
The snorkel.
So in situations like this, because of this big, wide fiberglass fender, a conventional snorkel from Safari won't work. So because the intake is right there in the wheel well opening, and we really need to protect the air going into the engine and make it cleaner and cooler, Alex is gonna make a custom snorkel. How cool is this gonna be when it's done? So this Tacoma received a pretty aggressive off-road suspension built by Total Chaos, at least the front suspension. The rear we decided to stay spring over, and so we went with an old Man Emu leaf spring. We also added some Fiberworks fender flares and modified the ARB front bumper so that it works well with them. And you guys saw the snorkel that Alex was building. He also built this really cool rear bumper, which is a high clearance bumper, so you trim the bed and move everything up so there's more clearance for off-road drop-offs. Great Tacoma, a lot of fun to build. Hey David, tell me the story of where you got the Aloha Toyota hat.
Well, my grandfather is in the Navy, or was, and he retired out to Hawaii. And so I own a lot of Hawaiian t-shirts, and for my birthday, they know I love Toyota and Hawaii, so they got me this hat from Hawaii.
That's super cool.
From one of the dealerships.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so you've been working on this thing. This is one of our short-term projects. Every once in a while, we get a local cruiser in that just wants to make some improvements or repair something, and we love keeping our local fleet of Land Cruisers on the road. And so this guy's from Aspen, and it's getting some mechanical repairs, carburetor, radiator, lifting some new rims and tires, cruising in style in Aspen. So here it is. This FJ60 was red, belongs to the daughter of the original owner, which is really cool. And she's decided to send it here and have it restored and then do a whole bunch of drivability upgrades. So it's got a 5.3 liter Vortec, it's got an automatic transmission. We're going with a much bigger, better brake system. We're adding a third row of seats in the back for some kiddos. Like I said, color change. So when we're changing the brake system on a Land Cruiser, which we do on most of our builds, we build all new brake lines to match, and I'll explain why. This Land Cruiser is going to get some bigger front brakes than it had factory. That'll help with the no-go part of the go that we added when we installed this 5.3 liter Vortec. So to increase the braking capacity, we've changed the master cylinder out to a 1-inch bore 80 series master cylinder. And because the brake lines come off of it in a different place than they did the master cylinder that was here in this FJ60, we've decided to build all new brake lines rather than sort of try to manipulate the ones that were there, which it wouldn't look very good. So this is all new brake line material made with a hydraulic flaring toolkit from Mastercool, and new brake lines throughout on this Land Cruiser will make it look like it was supposed to be there from the factory. It's Diesel Mania. Got a couple of Cummins R2.8s just right here, and there's some more around the shop somewhere, but FJ62, Cummins R2.8, FJ62, Cummins R2.8. The only difference is this is a restoration and this is not, and the engine conversions are coming along. Jordy, let's talk about yours first.
Well, this particular truck, this is the 4th motor to live inside of this truck. It originally came with Toyota's 3F, and at that point somebody replaced it with a Chevy 350. The next motor in is the Toyota 12HT, and now we are going to put in the best of them all, the Cummins 2.8. I want to give a shout out to my good buddy Charlie down in Roswell. Thanks for watching, Charlie, we appreciate it.
We need a Jeep for a top secret reason. If anybody out there has a Jeep they'll sell us, it has to have a frame on it for, so what does that mean? Like a YJ, a TJ, I don't know. It's some kind of J Jeep with a frame under it. For less than 1,500 bucks, we'll buy it. Just call me. This is another Cummins project, FJ60. Zach, what are you doing?
Well, we just got the engine out of this thing for the 2.8 swap in it. Getting ready to swap all the springs for the 2.5-inch lift that is necessary for the 2.8. And yeah.
Oh, there's my phone. I must leave.
Every time.
Zach, I'll let this call go because Zach is right. First thing, when we start on your Cummins R2.8 project, we take the engine, transmission, transfer case out. The guys over here are removing the transfer case from the tranny because we'll reuse that transfer case. This is being an FJ60, has the right one already. And so it won't be too long and we'll be putting the engine in this.
I got Davis's painted in the boot. All right, let's figure it out.
Bob, it was for you, Bob. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know. We'll see. Got to get clear on it, take it outside, put it on there.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
That's good though, so.
Yeah. What does it feel like to be completely surrounded by rust? I know now.
Just move it out of the way. Just move it out of the way.
You have to make something?
Well, I'm gonna have to on these corners. I think I'll just make a new one because it ends right in the doom zone.
The doom zone.
Yeah, and I'll just end up with a weirdo patch in there.
As you can see, Clint is up to his normal thing of removing rust. This guy has more missing than is here almost. So we're at a decision point on this Land Cruiser. Right here, it's a 76, clearly pretty rusty. You know, honestly, when you get them back from sandblast, most of the time they look like this these days. Even if they seem like they're not rusty at the beginning, once you start getting, exposing that damage, they can show their age pretty quickly. So we're trying to decide if we're gonna wanna replace the this back half of this tub either with individual pieces, wheel well tops, floor, wheel well sides, and quarter panels, or if we're gonna replace just the half tub, or if we're gonna replace the 3/4 tub from here back. And it seems like a no-brainer to just put a whole tub on this, but that's not always the smartest thing to do. Number one, they're expensive, and they do alter the Land Cruiser from its true Toyota state to something that's largely aftermarket. If we replace just the damaged panels and patch the rust holes, we'll end up with something that is still more Toyota than not. And so it's always kind of a back and forth to figure out what we're gonna do. And honestly, I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. So speaking of how much rust is there and how do you go about fixing it, here's a 78 that we just finished the metal repairs on. And this one was really close to the one we just looked at. I know this looks a lot better, but all of this rust has already been repaired correctly. We replaced the rear sill, and there's a new floor in place, both corners. And then this is the original wheel well top and side, so we didn't have to replace this, but we did have to repair the rust that was sandwiched in between the pinch weld here. And so the outside sheet metal has been replaced there. And so this one, not quite as bad as that. Necessary to fix this one in place because we're not going to take the body off. This is just please get rid of the rust on my Land Cruiser project. And so it's gone now, and we'll take some steps to make sure it doesn't come back. Nice 1978. Original owner, I think, this one. Cool truck. So this is clearly a body off FJ62 restoration and not a Cummins. In this case, a very cool GM LS3 430. Which is a 430 horsepower LS engine and a 4L70E automatic. Tons of power and a great package because this is all brand new. The engines and transmission anyway, just like the Cummins, new engines are the best because once you put them in, you usually don't have to worry about very much. Partway through this project, the client decided to turn it from a stage 2 restoration into a stage 3, and oftentimes that happens. Usually FJ40s morph into a stage 3, but sometimes also 60 series. So we've powder coated the frame. The engine's just sitting here. It's ready for the body to be lowered back onto the frame. So we have the underside of the body after hours and hours and hours of scraping, coated with an industrial thick layer of our 2-part polyurea spray liner product, Vortex. And that's gonna help with a lot of the road noise and heat as far as the barrier. And then we'll have that Dynamat on the inside. It's gonna be nice and tight and quiet, looking brand new underneath, brand new outside. This is gonna be a spectacular FJ62. If you are not familiar with our series, you can go to YouTube and there's lots of cool Land Cruiser content there under Proffitt's Resurrection Land Cruisers. Check us out on social media too, at Pro Cruiser on Instagram and Resurrection Land Cruisers on Facebook. And our website is resurrectionlandcruisers.com. Thanks for watching. $9,000 worth of sanders, $2,000 Dr. Seuss looking air purifying thing, $40,000 plasma table. Nice. What else? Now he wants and Randy wants a sandblasting cabinet. Hey, Jordy wants an AC machine. It's like, this is what would be like if I had 26 kids. Can't you see we're filming here?
Yeah.
All right.
I can take the rest of the day off. I don't mind.
You're not telling me that you've got nothing to do. Look, no. Turn around. That's what you want? All right, go.
I got some.
Oh, he's got camera problems. He's got camera problems. Oh my God, Bob!